Imagine this for a second. You're playing Jenga with a group of friends. The tower is tall, stable, solid. It's been standing there for a while, and everyone feels safe. Now, it's your turn. You don't touch the top blocks. Those are easy. You reach down to the base. You pull one block out, slowly. The tower shakes. Everyone freezes. Your heart beats faster. You place the block on top. The tower is now taller, but also more fragile. That moment, that fear, is exactly what changing your mental model feels like. And most people never make that move. What a mental model really is. Your mental model is not your personality. It's not whether you're introverted or extroverted. It's not your style. Your mental model is the invisible architecture behind your decisions. It's the rules your mind uses to answer questions like, should I take this risk? Should I speak up? Should I walk away? Should I stay quiet? Should I change my life or tolerate it a bit longer? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Nothing meaningful in life changes unless your mental model changes first. The problem with modern digital life. The reason this channel and this discussion exists is simple. We live in an age of constant distraction. Short videos, fast opinions, hot takes, motivational slogans that feel good and disappear tomorrow. This creates what the speaker calls distracted speech, which slowly turns into distracted thinking. There's no continuity, no thread connecting ideas, no rosary string holding the beads together. It's content, but without structure, information without digestion, like food that looks full but has no nutrition. That's why this approach insists on slowness, slow thinking, slow listening, slow reading, not because it's trendy, but because the mind needs time to reorganize itself. Real learning doesn't happen when you're watching. It happens later, when the idea sinks into your unconscious, when you're walking, showering, living your normal life. This is called crystal learning. The idea rests, hardens, and connects with real experience. Fast content excites you. Slow content changes you. Why general ideas don't change anything. Everyone agrees with general ideas. Lying is bad, corruption is wrong, we should be ethical. But general ideas are cheap. The real challenge begins when things get specific. For example, your colleague manipulates financial numbers. Reporting them could cost you your job. Staying silent protects you, but damages your integrity. Suddenly, slogans stop helping. This is where mental models activate, when you move from ideas to examples. If you never force yourself into specifics, your mind stays asleep. The power of changing the scale. Here's another trick your mind plays on you. At a large scale, you hate billion-dollar corruption. You condemn injustice. You criticize power. At a small scale, you overcharge a client. You justify cutting corners. You accept small dishonesty. Same behavior, different scale. Changing scale from macro to micro exposes your real values, and that exposure is uncomfortable, which is why most people avoid it. The business story. Risk versus safety. Let me tell you a real story. A friend built 3 businesses in 3 countries. Each one survived. None of them truly thrived. To grow one seriously, he needed to shut down the others and concentrate. But he couldn't. Why? Because shutting down something profitable feels insane, even if it's holding you back. This is the real meaning of risk, not risking failure, but risking the loss of comfort. Strategic thinking is not choosing everything. It's choosing what to walk away from. Why mental growth feels like fear. This brings us back to Jenga. Your beliefs were built early by parents, school, culture. They feel stable. They feel safe. But some of them are wrong, or incomplete, or dangerously simplistic. When life forces you to question them, you face a choice. Reinforce the old tower or pull a block out. Every refined belief adds height, perspective, understanding. But it also adds instability. The fear you feel is not confusion, it's growth anxiety. And the real barrier isn't intelligence, it's courage. Mental model versus personality, the excuse trap. Many people hide behind personality. I'm not a risk taker. That's not my style. I'm introverted. But personality describes preference, not incapacity. You can act against your personality, it just costs more energy. Mental models, on the other hand, define rules. Rules can be changed consciously. When you stop saying, "This is who I am," and start asking, "Is this worth the cost?" you take control. Why change only happens when it hurts. Mental models don't change because of advice. They change because of need. When safety disappears, when excuses stop working, when the cost of staying the same becomes higher than the pain of change. This is why motivational quotes rarely transform lives, that comfort weaknesses instead of confronting them. And finally, everything comes down to questions. Reactive people ask, "What am I forced to do?" Active people ask, "What can I build? What can I change? What can I improve?" The scale of your life matches the scale of your questions. And the most dangerous life is not a failing one. It's a life spent reacting, like a spring, never choosing where to move. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Which belief in your life feels solid and safe, but might be the very block you're afraid to pull out? Think about it.